We'll walk around the compound, we'll see some tigers and maybe centipedes. These birds are loud. There's one up there. You didn't even see it. Oh yeah. Calling in some ladies, I think. Wally's like, birds, I enjoy their songs. They sing for me. Yes. It's good to be the king. Oh. Hello all you big cat lovers out there. It's me, Derek, again. Welcome to another super duper fantastic episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. I just woke up not too long ago. Well, like an hour ago. I'm still feeling kind of sleepy. It's my travel day. It's my travel day. So, morning time, and there's clouds, and we had a little bit of rain. A little bit of a sprinkle. Okay. In bed, heard the rain hitting the rooftop. Closer to like sunrise time. And I go to hide, I'm like, there's a little bit of rain, because we haven't had some rain, really, in actually like a few weeks. Yeah, it's been dry, no rain. So it starts, and then it's just like, it stopped. And then, she's like, you jinxed it. You spoke too soon. Hi, Ace. Ace is the place for low values. John Madden. Johnny Madden. Oh. Oh, do you hear it? A little bit of sprinkles. See, that's the thing. That's what you get. Because she was the one that looked at the radar. And she's like, looks like it's all going away. You know what? If I would have been looking at my special weatherman radars, I would have been just like, have no fear, hun. Rain is still on the menu. Yes. She's like, you tell him. Yeah. Yeah. Sugar pie. So, we might be getting more rain after all. These things have a way of backfilling. See, that's the whole thing. Whenever you're looking at the radar, there's a lot of little... And people, they want to look at, like, I'm going to go to my weather.com and my AccuWeather. So look at... Those take a bunch of the radar returns. They compress them. They smooth them. You don't get to see the minute little details. That's where the real interrogation happens, is those minute little details. But it looks like a bunch of fuzzy clutter. Uh-huh. Exactly. But you gotta know how to sift through the fuzzy clutter. You've got to open your mind. Fuzzy clutter. If you're looking at a radar shot from like a normal commercial, normal commercial website, they're gonna they smooth the data so that the regular people can read it, and they say, colors, yes, colors mean rain. There's a lot more to it than that. A lot more. She was actually going to start talking about just some of like the decibel returns, because radars they send signals out, and then when the signals hit something like a cloud, like a moisture laden cloud, like a thick moisture laden cloud hits it, bounces off of it, and then comes back, and then is listened to by that radar. And then they describe the different frequencies of energy, those returns, as decibels. I guess to account for the listening time. Hi. Now there are some decibels, and if you have radars that are at certain, look at you, look at you, look how cute you are. Oh, there's some decibels. I mean, you can technically still have, you can have radar returns, and it doesn't necessarily, it's just you're looking at like a saturated cloud, but a cloud that may not necessarily be precipitable. Also depends on whether or not the radar is set into clear air mode or to precipitation mode. Hum, 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 hum. Also, this is another thing you gotta realize about radar, is that they take multiple slices of the atmosphere. They look, and then they do a circle around in one way, and then they tilt up like this, and then they do a circle around like that, and then they tilt up like that, they do a circle like that. Because they're trying to account for the vertical extent of atmospheric phenomenon. And radar beams, they rise the further away from the source radar they get. So if you're within maybe 20-30 miles of the radar, you send out a radar beam, it's only going to be maybe 1,000 or a couple thousand feet off the ground. But if you get 130 or 200 miles away from the radar, well then that one beam that was maybe 1,000 feet is now 7, 8, 9, 10,000 feet off the ground. Possibly even more, actually. I'm talking 200 miles. So there's all sorts of different things. And the further away from a radar you get, the less resolution you have, because it accounts for a condition called beam broadening. The beam gets wider, and then therefore your ability to actually interrogate individual parts and pieces of storms and clouds diminishes. Hi. Yano, Yano, Yano. Yano, Yano, Yano. Yano, Yano, Yano. He's a fuzzy tiger. Hey. Hi, bud. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Man. Hi. Whisper Moose. We had a group of kids. It was a group of second graders from Bridgeport Elementary School. A group of second graders that were here yesterday. Heidi was doing the tour, and me and Rachel and Morgan were doing security and backup. And Mr. Pawpaw Pants, he was playing with his balls. Not like his... but his big ones, plastic ones. He was feeling frisky. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like he was running around, but he was walking at this speed, here, And then he'd like, zoom. He was playing shuffleboard. He was playing Popeye's shuffleboard. It was adorable. Just because, and he was doing it like for a long time. He just was sitting there like, poof, zoopity-doo. I got 4 points. I'm gonna go to a dance down at I'm gonna check out some of the ladies at the VFW. Yeah. Grandpa Papa. Old man Papa. See, we got one tiger there, we got the other tiger there, who doesn't seem to think I can see her. There's some grass right here. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna crouch down. What? It's hard to hold the phone up at this angle. Come on. Get focus. Oh! Who would have expected that one? Who would have expected? They work in concert with each other. Clever girls. You are hanging out with Miss Selena way too much. Way too much. Hanging out with Miss Selena. She's like, I don't know where they get it from. I don't know where they get it from. Like, obviously, it must be the rap music. Yeah. You. I see you. I see you. Okay. Ooh. Bobby. Bobby! 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 Hey! Bobby. Hey, little bobcat. Hey, sugar pie. Need to find you a boyfriend or something like that. You need to find a boy cat. And someone who's nice and sweet. Hang out with you. I mean, not to like make, babies, but just for company. Oh, Mia. Are you gonna be nice to me today? Hey. We don't have to be like this. We don't have to be like this. This is not, you don't have to be. Oh, hi. Yeah. Bobcats just all alone, surrounded by the bobs. Surrounded by bobs. You. Kitty pants. And huh, yeah. Nano. Hi, beautiful. Ooh. Yeah, it's a nano ball. It's a nano roll. She's like, I'm not really paying attention to you right now, Derek. Just not. Hey. Nope. Not even the old breezy earlobe trick could work. Ball. This thing. Teeth marks. Old man chompers. hanging out, listening to the birds. You think that I didn't know that you were there? You guys, not the most skilled sneakers. He's like, yes I am. Yes I am. I won championship sneaker in my high school class 3 years in a row. Championship sneakers. Oh, look at this one. Turned around, did ya? Thought that there was something interesting happening in this vicinity. You wanted to get a better view of it. And she's like, perhaps. I wanted to see the action to hopefully take me from this dreary, from this dreary and mundane morning. And I was wondering if you peasants could provide me with some entertainment. It was palpable. Again, you're not. Okay, alright. It's... He's like, oh, well, you didn't... and he thought... He's like, you didn't see me. Ah, see? I'm good. He's like, I'm good. World's best sneaker. World's best sneaker right here. Tavali and Nadal, you guys are the best. You guys are the best in the world. You're better than Nike and Adidas. You're better than Reebok. Brooks, all them sneakers. Oh, I use Radar Scope. It's an app for the phone. That's what I like to use when I'm not using my sophisticated tools at work. I use Radar Scope on my phone. You gotta download the pro version though. That thing's like, it's gonna be like 10-15 bucks, something, but it's worth it. It's worth it. As you can hook up to any RDA in the country, which those are the oh, what is it? The radar data array or radar data acquisition. That's what basically it's like the actual physical radars, which there's a bunch. There's a whole bunch. That's just got to be like at least 50 or 60 dotted across the country, just so that they can get full coverage. That was P. Oh, yeah, P. We had these school group kids, and we don't want them to be, getting peed on. And then, because then they're going to go home, and then, like, we had a fun time, and it was at the lion place, and then the lions peed on us, and then the parents are like, what? And like, yeah, the lions peed on us, they let the lions pee on us, they made the lions pee on us. Like, you know how kids will, and like, what are they doing at that big cat foot? What are they doing over there? What was that? What was that, Zuby? What was that? Did you just get a little bit of crazy in your pants? Oh, blow, 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 blow. But, yeah, no, I took one for the team. I think it was, oh my gosh, look at him. What are you doing? But I took one for the team. Like, I put my body in front and I didn't want to take, so I'm just like, and I put my hand, and it was like the full, because like he was trying to spray these kids, and he was like, and it was just on my hand. Yeah. I'm like, great. But then I go over, I'm like, high five to the kids, and like, no. I tweeted about this part too. like Heidi, she was just asking questions to these kids, and like, what are some of the world's largest predators? Because just talking about lions and tigers, like, what are some of the world's largest predators? And this little boy, he's in like 2nd grade, he's like, megalodon. And Heidi's like, world's largest predators that are still alive. And without like, and not, no irony, it's just like, he like, his eyebrows, like, they are alive. They're in the deep waters. Like, and I was looking at him, like, let's go. He might have a little tinfoil hat at home. Hi, Firebug. Hi, Firebug. How are you? But just the way that, oh my gosh, that was an aggressive rub. Instead of like wanting to like bite and maim, you were like sneaking with the explicit purpose of like, I will pounce on Derek, and I will give him smooches. I will smooch him to death. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. I know I'm saying she's pretty happy. She's happy. She's like, I'm free. I don't have to live with crazy, just for a moment. Just for a moment. But, yeah, that kid. I mean, he was passionate. And look, I'm not gonna sit there and say that there aren't like some very, strong mysteries of the ocean, like waiting to be discovered. But have yet to find and see any compelling evidence for, dinosaurs to still be alive. That's not the point. All I'm saying is that kid's conviction, it was very entertaining. Oh, I think I did. I don't know if someone was actually, if they were being like facetious or they were just being like cheeky or trolling, but I posted that NASA video, which that was a really fun experience. Again, thanks Dr. Liz Warren, and thanks Johnson Space Center for letting us go down there. But there's some people, again, don't know if they were just being cheeky or trolly or something like that, because this is like a common internet thing. Like, well, it would be pretty impressive if space wasn't fake. And it's like, oh boy. Oh. Yeah, the moon landing hoaxers and the flat earth conspiracy people and all that stuff, I don't even know. I don't know what to say to you. And I get the sentiment when people are just like, well, I mean, look at the horizon. Like, you tell me it's not. Okay. That there's even on like a spherical object, I mean, when you're talking about small enough, you're gonna be crazy. You're gonna be crazy. But when you are a small enough item on that spherical object, then okay. Yeah. See, I could tell. What matter? What's the matter? Hey, baby. What's the matter? What happened, baby? You want me? Okay. Sometimes you can talk them down. Sometimes you can't. And he's just like, yeah, just leave her alone. She's in one of her moods. Just let her go. But yeah, a lot of times whenever you're talking, like, I don't want to get too deep into conspiracy type stuff, but the thing, and it's not to say, I'm not going to say that there's not squirrely things out there in the world, or like, I have some questions. But most of the time when you're talking about conspiracies or these conspiracy things, like the moon landing was faked, or the Earth is flat, or you know, the 9/11 was an inside job, and all that stuff. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll take like a handful of like very compelling pieces of evidence, and then they'll like build up like an entire like strong narrative around that handful of evidence. But then whenever they're presented with other like really strong facts and like large bits of data counter to that, they're like, no. Or like, and like maybe like they'll have like, again, like a little bit of evidence that supports the squirrely explanation. And then you have the mountain of evidence that supports the standard explanation. Like, oh, no, we're gonna focus on this. A lot of times with conspiracy, it's because it's just the sexier story. It's the sexier story. And also, this is the other thing, and I really think this, is that a lot of times conspiracies involve like shadowy governments. These shadowy governments operating behind the scenes. And do they do that in certain capacities? Sure. There's black ops, helicopters, false flag operations, all that. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say that there's not different interesting kind of things, or even like historical things. You go back and like read some of like the historical things like surrounding like World War II, World War I. Oh yeah, you'd be like, wow, that was some really interesting stuff that was happening behind the scenes. But as far as like that and like New World Order kind of thing, I don't know. That you're just a sheep, Derek. You're not opening your eyes. Like, I'm not saying that there's not people who are in positions of power that could, if I were to find out that, yeah, as Bill Burr were to say it, that like the Bilderberg people were having like those eyes wide shut parties, like I wouldn't be like entirely surprised. No, not at all. What I'm saying though is that a lot of times with a lot of these conspiracies, you'll find like the shadowy government organization is the one that is in control. Because it creates a sense of security. Well, you know, like the whole, like 9/11 kind of thing. It's a lot scarier to think that, you know, very motivated, fanatical individuals were able to disrupt, you know, our national security and our financial structures. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're payrolled by powerful people in different parts of the world, but regardless, I mean, that's what I certainly think happened. I really do. And then you get like conspiracy people like, no, it was these government people in the government. Because I think that a lot of it is like there's at least a bit of security in the idea that the government is still in control. The idea that outside forces could come in and do something really scary like that. Yeah. I think that sometimes people get down the rabbit holes of conspiracies. And it's actually, in a weird way, it's a form of security for them to like really kind of like engage and indulge in some of these fantastical narratives. Are all conspiracies, you know, is there... I'll talk about things like I'll go back and forth with like the JFK, like I don't know. Like there's times where like lone gunman, and I'm like, I don't know, guys, you know, I'll go back and forth. Like, I don't know. That's a weird one. That's a squirrely one. You know, the whole thing with like, which actually there's a little bit more evidence. There's a lot more evidence about, like the CIA bringing in, what was it? The thing where they were introducing, they were the ones that basically introduced like, hi, sugar pie. Okay. So I was going to talk about the CIA's introduction of crack cocaine into the inner cities back in the 70s and 80s. How they were able to fund their black operations budget, which there's actual, like, there's more things that have been kind of documented as far as that. But that's the key there, is that there is actually a lot more, like, official people who, like, came back and said, like, yeah, that's a thing that we did. And it's like, wow, scummy. scummy, awful, terrible, that's definitely conspiracy type stuff. You know, that's tinfoil hat. And then of course you hear there's this stuff where, like, maybe they're listening to my webcasts right now through my phone. They can turn them on even when I don't have it on. Take my battery out and ooh, it's still listening. Like, that stuff was finding out. So yeah, look, there's I'm not saying there's not shadowy, weird stuff, like spooky things, but I think I try to be careful. I try to pick my battles, choose my battles. As far as that stuff's concerned, I absolutely think that we landed on the moon. As a major middle finger to Russia. No offense, Russia. I know that we're a little bit, well, no, I was going to say a little bit more chummy these days. I think we're all right. I hopefully will. But it was at the time. It was just a weird time. But yeah, poured massive amounts of resources and national will into that. And it was also because, and this was the other thing, that there was, because this actually goes back into some of the more conspiratorial kind of things, but as far as some of the documentaries I've seen is, there was, from what I understand, there was actually a large, there was a lot of military investment as far as like how can we militarize, you know, space and space exploration. I think that the Russians, they did actually have the precursor to the International Space Station was actually a Russian-built state, like that they could spy and possibly try to shoot really crude weapons down at Earth and everything. And that was like a really scary thing. And it was like, oh, we've got to do it more, which is just, you know, yeah, paranoia, and territoriality and tribalism that led to just massive breakthroughs in science. So, yeah, gotta take your conspiracies with a grain of salt. Gotta take them with a grain of salt. And this is the thing, it's like, you know, I've heard some different people like Jim Norton, listen to him on the radio. He says, like, if we hadn't gone to the moon, don't you think the Russians would have said something by now? They're like, the Americans are lying. Yes, we can, because they have, like, there's, like, different, like, reflective laser kind of things that they've left on the moon. Different, like, reflective things that, and they're able to take surface-based, it's a laser, like, not like a doomsday, like, oh my gosh, laser, but just like a beam. They can shoot it, and then they can listen to it back. Like, they've done that, and like multiple agencies around the world have repeated the test, and that's exactly why they did that. The astronauts left these reflective, like, coated surface things on the moon, to be like, all right, so now, like Earth, you can shoot a signal, it can bounce back, and then you can read. There you go. And they did it. They've done it a bunch of times. And then it's like, oh, everyone's fake. It's fake. Everyone's working together. They're all in on the conspiracy. That's the other thing. It's like, you look at just like how messed up our government is, like, right now. Just like how completely just ass backwards it is. How there's so much stuff that's just not getting done, and it's so difficult. And then, like, that's the other thing that you have conspiracy theory. It's kind of annoying because they make it seem like, oh, these people are so well equipped and organized. Don't get me wrong, there's certain elements of the government that do work very well, but a lot of it doesn't. And a lot of people don't know how to keep secrets. They just don't. They just don't. So they're kind of making it seem like there's way more, like, oh, like, a lot more competence than there actually is. A lot more. They're ascribing a lot more competence to these different people. Yeah. I'm probably gonna get a few comments just like, well, what about this? I usually do. Anytime I talk about conspiracies, what about this? I'm sorry. Oh, you don't think that the scientists are in league with Ra's al Ghul wanting to raise Gotham? Huh? You don't think so, Derek? Like, I'm sorry. Jeez. Leave me alone. I'm just, yeah, scientifically, you know, repeatable explanations, I think, yeah, you know, like, there's just so many different things about, like, spherical Earth, Coriolis effect, you know, the routes of planes that they have to take, just different things, I mean, just geosynchronous orbits and GPS satellite positioning. I mean, there's so many different things that, yes, you would have to have a spherical Earth in order to, you know, for the science to add up. But it's like, no, that's like people who want to, like, completely deny evolution, which I'm sorry, but I wholeheartedly believe that the universe is close to 13 billion years old. The planet Earth is close to 4.5 billion years. And yeah, life has slowly evolved. I'm sorry, there's just too much evidence. Yeah, too much evidence. It's too much evidence to suggest that things are a lot older. And just because we don't, this is the other thing too, is just because we don't have all of the parts and pieces that are completely mapped out and explained right away, doesn't mean that it is wrong. Just because it's like having a puzzle, like a 1,000 piece puzzle. Because people want to talk about that, they want to talk about the theory. It's just a theory. Well, gravity technically is just a theory. I don't know if you knew that. But there's still parts about gravity that we don't, there's still pieces about gravity that we don't know enough. But we know that it works. We know that it exists, but we just don't know certain things about it well enough. So yeah, it still has to be classified in the realm of scientific theory. Yeah, just like theory of evolution. Like, scientists are pretty well convinced with a massive degree of certainty that evolution is absolutely something that exists. But it has to be, I thought that Tally and Yo-Yo were here. But it has to, I'm getting so far deep into the weeds right now. I just realized this, like, Derek, it's like 37 minutes. Like, oh my gosh, you're just rambling. You're just like rambling like a crazy person. Maybe I should wear my own tinfoil hat. I should wear my tinfoil hat, but I should, like, use it to, like, say just like, you know, the world is not as scary as it seems. Sometimes explanations are the things that actually are the thing. Be the anti-conspiracy guy. But yeah, it's like having a 1,000 piece puzzle, and then you're missing maybe like 150 of those pieces, but you can tell what the puzzle is. That's kind of what the analogy I was going for with the whole evolutionary theory thing. That's it. Anyway, I'm running late. I gotta get going. I got a drive ahead of me. Hopefully I don't run into the rain. Gonna have to check my radar. Ugh. I'll talk to you folks later. All right? Bye-bye.